Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about decimal place value. So I went ahead and drew the whole number part that we're familiar with. We have the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s place. Wrote them all out in words and then labeled here whole number part. Now this decimal point is going to represent the separation between the whole number part and the fractional part of a decimal number. So after the decimal point, we have more place values, an infinite number, just like how we would if we were going this way. Tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, and so forth and so on. To the right of the decimal point, the first place value would be the first power of tenths. So we would say tenths. Following that would be the next power of 10, which is known as hundredths. If I continued this pattern, the next one would be the next power of 10. This represents the thousandths. And just for symmetry, I'll do one more, and that would be the next power of 10, which represents the 10,000ths place. So, when we're reading a decimal number, the decimal point will be said as and I'll talk about reading decimals in a later video. So we would say we have our whole number part and we have a fractional part. Specifically, we could be going out to the tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, maybe even smaller, but that'll be determined later. Notice how there's no oneths place when we come to decimal place value. There just isn't a oneths place. It doesn't exist. Also notice that each place is 10 times the value of the place to its right. So over here, I've got 10,000ths, multiply that by 10, I've got now the thousandths, then hundredths, tenths, multiply 1/10 by 10, and you have ones. And then keep multiplying by 10, and you have much larger place values for your whole number segment. All of these represent the fractional part. All of this. When it comes to rounding to specific decimal place values, which will be another video later on, we'll talk about how we round to specific numbers in terms of specificity, like how specific we want a number to be when we're rounding off a number. And this last part I wouldn't say is 100% necessary, but I'll just show you just in case you want to. When you get to 10,000ths and then 100,000ths and so forth and so on, you can write a hyphen in between those two numbers or those two words, 100,000ths or 10,000ths. I don't find it 100% necessary, but you can if you want to, if you were to write it out in words. But this is your foundation for decimal place value. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.